Okay, my friend. So let's look at this signal chain really quickly and look at how we get gain out of the Ampero 2 Stomp. Now, you can see my signal chain here. I've got a fast gate. I've got a compression. I've got a dry pedal, which isn't engaged. Those two are engaged. I've got a clean amp. And I've got a 1x12 kind of a Fender cabinet. Now, so the first thing you'll do is you can get drive by switching the type of amp, right? So if you go from a clean amp to a high gain amp, like that, and then I switch over to the soloist from the pen drive. And then, you know, as you go in the amp, you can tweak it more, right? So the soloist, the amp's here. So I can get more of any of those parameters and get more or less distortion through that high gain. Now, if I want to run it like a pedal, you know, I can do amp and pedal like that. Maybe I'll turn it down a little bit just, you know, and so it's important with these. As you can see, even from my last demo, I didn't do the levels very well. So just learning how to stage these, especially if you're playing live and you're going from effect to effect, you really want to spend a bit of time just making sure the levels are matching right there. Now, another thing you want to make sure about this gate, so check this thing of the gate. If you're just a little bit off on this gate, and this is the reason why we put the gate on, so let's just tweak it just a little bit. Look at this. Can you hear that noise? Not a super big deal, but over the course of time, can get really now, probably when you're live, if I had that much, like, wouldn't really be a big deal. But when you're recording, you really notice it. So I just tweak it to like that 34, and it's off. That's kind of just the threshold I could do. So that's another thing about this Ampero 2 Stomp is the gates are really awesome. It's like you have everything you need. So if you're really playing high gain, and you know how it is, it's cranking like that when you're not playing. You can't crank the gate too far, or you're gonna kill all your sound. Like, so if I went like that, I guess. But then you see how you kill the die off? Just kind of dies in the end, the sustain. So you kind of finding that threshold. For me, I felt like 34 was like the sweet spot. That was one of the things that I was really concerned with these kind of multi effects pedals back in the day when I got them. Granted, it was the 90s, you know, but I had a real problem with all the ones I tried where the decay would just like, boom, just die off. And maybe I didn't know how to use them very well back at the time, but I don't think so, because I didn't engage any gates. I just think just the way some of the sounds were programmed, they just the decays. But with this Ampero 2 Stomp, with some of the, if you do it right, you can get these really long sustains from your notes. And if you're playing through an amp, you can really drive that sustain and really get long held out notes. So if you're recording with this, that's what, again, why I say it's so versatile, because you can go through an amp if you want to get that ampy feedback where, you know, the sound pressure of just throwing your guitar pickups right into the amp zone. Like, you can do that too. But if you want to do it without feedback, for example, I'm using a fully hollow Epiphone Casino coupe, and so it's completely hollow. So this would be howling and feeding back horribly at high gain, but because I'm going lined in, you're not going to get that amp interaction. So, you know, you know, that's a good and a bad thing. You could look at it as if you only lined in. You could look at it as you don't get the full three-dimensional sound as you would from that sound of the microphone capturing it off the amp. But you can also capture it off an amp if that's what you desire, right? So it can do both if you're in a situation where it's not practical. Because for me, like, I record in a situation where if I want to do high gain solos and stuff like that, just the neighbors complain, or if I have to do it before a certain time of night. But because I can line in and get all the audio, you know, when you're doing lead solos, you don't really need that much room sound. By that time, you probably got room sound from other parts of your recording. And so it's not that big a deal. So things like lead lines are perfect for this, where you can just really crank it. You know what I mean? Like, I can get, so if we go to the drive pedals and get fuzz, you can do a little fuzz. Or, you know, you can get your leads in. So boom, this is one I really like, the Panama lead. And then you turn on your delay with the Panama lead. Boom. See that? So you got that leady delay. You know, obviously you can play it better than I can, but there you go. You got all those sounds in there, and so, you know, for the price you're paying for this unit, it's got so much going on. You know, it's got so many blooming things going on that, like, it's the only YouTube videos I even make right now is just trying to dive in and learn as much as I can about this thing. So anyway, if you have any comments or suggestions, thank you for the other suggestion that the volume and the levels were very, very drastically different between my talking voice and the guitar. So I'm trying to record it and get better levels. So shout out to my people in the comment section showing that you're actually watching and trying to help me improve. I really, really appreciate that. So this is a re-recording based on that comment. So hopefully I can get it right this time. All right, love y'all. Peace out, my loves.